Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Just trying to figure out who all is on here and everything.
Okay.
Okay. Let me get to here and see if I get this recording going.
Can they hear us?
I don't know.
Okay, this recording.
We can.
Okay, everybody good. All right. Today is May 18, 2024. It's approximately 9:03 a.m. in the morning. I want everybody to state their name that's present. My name is Larry Fontenot Jr., State Steward.
My name is Violet Smith, State Steward.
Jeff Waxler, State Steward. And
Should we next?
I'm Johnny Mac Hayes, representative for Sammy Valdivia.
And Travis Parson on behalf of the respondent, Your Honor.
Rhonda Valdivia.
And Samuel Valdivia.
Samuel, how are you licensed, please?
I'm a licensed as a horse trainer.
Okay. We were here for Mr. Samuel Valdivia. Sorry if I don't pronounce it right.
You'll be okay, sir. You'll be okay.
If I could just call you Mr. Samuel, if that's all right.
That'll be fine. Sammy be just as better. Sammy be better.
The people that are going to be given holding in this hearing, will you please raise your right hand so I can swear you in? Mr. Sam, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth?
Yes, sir, I do.
How about your wife? Is she don't be saying anything?
Yes, I do. I swear.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure you've been properly noticed for this hearing.
They have, Judge.
Yes, we have. Yes, sir.
I'm going to explain to everybody this hearing is quasi judicial in nature. We are not bound by the technical rules of procedure and evidence. I'm going to explain, which you guys have, that the accused has the right to legal counsel or representation from any racing trade or organization. And this right, do you waive this right or you retained your lawyer?
Well, we retain a lawyer.
Which lawyer who did you retain?
Well, Mr. Hayes.
Mr. Hayes, okay. All right. So I'm gonna read one more thing before this hearing starts, and we are going to abide by this. 15.2.1.9 due process and disciplinary action. B, proceedings by the commission. Number 11, behavior, little a. Each party, witness, attorney, or other representative shall behave in all commission proceedings with dignity, courtesy, and respect for the commission, the presiding officer, and all other parties and participants. Attorney shall observe and practice the standards of ethical behavior prescribed by the profession by the Code of the Professional Responsibility. B, an individual who violates this section may be excluded from a hearing by the presiding officer for a period and on conditions that are just, or may be subject to other just, reasonable, and unlawful disciplinary action prescribed by the proceeding officer. Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Thank you. Okay, so we were here for Mr. Let me grab the paperwork. I'm sorry, got it right in front of me. Mr. Samuel, on your notice, it said this hearing is here to determine whether you violate the following commission rules. First,
Okay.
criminal provisions, grounds disciplinary measures for a licensee and refusal, denial, suspension, or ratification of a license. Okay. Person required to be licensed shall submit thoroughly and accurately complete application. Has engaged in conduct unbecoming or detrimental to best wishes of racing. Has failed to disclose or falsely states any information required in the application. And we got reciprocity. I'm sorry, I can't hardly say that word. Reciprocity, H, L1H. Commission may refuse to issue a license to an applicant or may suspend or revoke a license issued under license or order disciplinary measures if the applicant has had a license denied, suspended, or revoked by any racing jurisdiction. 1647118L1E. The commission may refuse to issue a license to applicant or may suspend, revoke license and order disciplinary measures if the applicant has been found in violation of rules governing racing in this state or other jurisdictions. 1647118L1G. The commission may refuse to issue a license to an applicant or may suspend or revoke a license issued or order disciplinary measures if that applicant has been or currently excluded from association grounds by a recognized racing jurisdiction. And I'm sure you have all this right in your hearing and notice, right?
You have stipulated the notice. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right. So we'll just move on from here. So we are here for Mr. Samuel, which he actually got a license here and was overlooked by one of the stewards and he was granted a license. But to come to find out that we had a ruling from, which we'll just go right from right down the line with everything, from Indiana Grand. And the ruling stated unlicensed trained Sammy I'll just say his name, Valdivia was evicted from the grounds of Indiana Grand by the association on July 29, 2020, in the best interest of Indiana Grand and Racing Casino. Mr. Valdivia's 2020 license application has been denied by the Indiana Horse Racing. So that's, your wife sent that to us. Well, we got this off this and she sent us some other paperwork. So we will go from here. And then I have another statement that came straight from Mr. Samuel's wife, showing that Caesars gave them eviction notice of criminal trespass on 7/29/2020. Eviction notice. So we will go from there. Stuart, you want to ask some of the questions you wanted to ask? Does everybody understand this so far?
Can I say something?
Hold on, if I might, could we just
Hold on.
define if we could define the proof at this point, Judge?
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Just before we go, we're going to go through this whole process. I'm just starting at the beginning or whatever. So I just want to understand everything, that everybody understands what I have before me right now. And we'll just go piece by piece and everybody had their part to say in there.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So I have a question for Mr. Hayes. Did you have been retained by Mr. Samuel, right?
Yes, sir.
What about you, Mr. Morrison?
He has as well.
Okay, Mr. Hayes, did you go to the Morrison?
I'm sorry.
Right there. So who's going to be, why, Mr. Morrison, why is Mr. Hayes doing answering instead of you?
Well, wait a minute. It was unclear what was stated there, and I need to be able to properly respond.
Okay, Mr. Morrison, you were retained by Mr. Samuel, right?
I was.
Mr. Marston. I'm sorry, Mr.
Hold
Marston.
on, Mr. Morrison answer. Mr. Morrison.
It's Marston, yes. Marston.
All right. You were retained by Mr. Samuel.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Hayes, you were retained by Mr. Samuel.
That's correct.
Okay, Mr. Hayes, have you gone through the process of the how do you say that? Hayes,
I can say it for you, sir.
go ahead.
Pro Hawk Vice.
Yeah, have you went through that process?
Yes, I have. In the past with the state of New Mexico, I certainly have.
I'm asking for this hearing today. Did you go through this for this hearing?
Okay, sir, do you want me to, instead of me asking your, going along with the questions, you want me to can we just frame the hearing right now so that we can set up
I'm
those
asking
things?
you this. You are here represented. Did you go through that process? Did you even start the process for this hearing?
Did I start the Pro Hawk process for this hearing?
Yes.
No, I did not. This hearing has not proceeded to a place where it's even permanent, where it would be necessary for me to seek Pro Hawk to represent him in this instance. This is an emergency proceeding that was brought about by the summary suspension, which is judge. summary suspension is an extraordinary remedy for the government, okay?
Just answer
The
the question,
case that
please.
we're here on today,
Just
case-
answer the question, please. Did you start the process?
I've started the process because I communicated to both Izzy Trejo and Dan Rubin that it was my intent to represent Mr. Valdivia here today, and that I would do as I'd done before and bring local counsel. But what you need to understand, Judge,
Okay, we're good on that. We're good on that. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Morrison, did you put in an entry, Morrison, did you put in an entry appearance?
I don't believe so. I'll do it on the record.
no, I sent an email for you. I sent an email on your behalf that would serve as an entry of appearance in this emergency proceeding. So yes, he
Okay,
has.
but he did state he did not. He would do it now. So, okay, thank you very much on that. So
No,
in the
I did.
future, you have to do- in the future, you have to do it within 24 hours. So we'll go ahead
In
and
the
move
future,
on.
sir, he didn't know, he got hired 12 hours ago, sir. This is an emergency proceeding
We will go along
caused
with.
by the extraordinary actions of the state of New Mexico.
I am not going to have you ever
Sir,
talking.
if we laid the groundwork
I'm
first,
going to mute you if you keep on talking over me.
well, then you're going to not provide him a fair hearing.
No, okay. All right, let's go on from here. So, Mr. Samuel,
Yes, sir.
so it was stated what I stated earlier, what we got that was on your ARCI, that your license was denied and that you were evicted off the grounds of Indiana Grand.
No,
Is
sir.
that-
I got a piece of paper on you.
Sir, I'm gonna
Travis,
ask you not to answer
Travis,
any
just
questions.
go ahead and offer the stuff so that if he's not, you're going
Yeah,
to have to
absolutely.
have an orderly proceeding, and to start in with Sammy testifying, that's,
That's
I
what
have
I'm saying.
presented
I
the
don't want him
cogent argument on paper, and it would make no sense to go about it this way. So Travis, just go ahead and present the stuff and make the record.
Yes, sir.
Judge,
Don't speak, sir. Like, there's nothing that's gonna be helpful.
Okay, one second. We're going to take a recess real fast.
well, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, sir. I wasn't trying to be rude to you. I was just trying to tell you how to help yourself.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Can, let me see.
And I said,
Okay. And everybody, let me try. Violet Smith's gonna be talking. Can everybody go ahead and say something? Pinky.
can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I hear you, Pinky.
Okay. At this point, Mr. Hayes, we will go ahead and let you present your case and ask your witnesses. At the end of this, we can enter our exhibits into record. But you go ahead, Mr. Hayes, and present your case for us, and then we'll go from there.
And Judge, I appreciate that. And when,
Can't hear him.
Let me, hold on 1 second, Bill. Let me turn you, won't you turn yours up?
Mine up.
Sorry, guys, it's all new with this recording stuff on this, Zoom thing. Normally we have an investigator.
This is up, this is down. Okay.
I'll turn mine down. Say something.
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're having a little trouble. We're a little bit new at this stuff, so this Zoom stuff. I'm from the old school,
Me
sorry.
too. Me too. I can't believe we went this far. I just can't. On TVs,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Okay, Mr. Valdivia, just hang tough and we'll go ahead and let your lawyer representative go forth and call his witnesses. We know what the case is about, that we felt that we did the summary suspension, and we did it with reciprocity from Indiana from the documents that we received. So, Mr. Hayes, go ahead and present your case, sir.
thank you, Madam Stewart. I appreciate that so much. And it's obvious that we're on the same wavelength on the legal question that we're here on today. And I appreciate getting past the council part, because what we want, I know what the regulator wants, and everybody wants, is to get it right for the sport. And
Okay,
we've all done summary suspension before. We know what the summary suspension is. It's an important vehicle for the state to have when there's an immediate danger to the public's health, safety, and welfare created by a licensee. Like when if there's a dimorphin positive and it comes back in the lab, you see that and you say a trainer who might have a suspected dimorphin positive should be ruled off immediately, unless there's a public danger. That's what's occurred here. Is the suggestion was when they discovered the alleged false statement, that the suggestion was that created a public danger that his license should be suspended without a hearing. So now we get to come here today and examine what the evidence is on whether he should be summarily suspended. And of course, Pinky, you know that the order of proof is, should he remain suspended from today until the time that y'all can have a merits hearing? And there has to be an imminent public danger, and there has to be evidence of a rule violation in order to sustain a summary suspension. And Madam Stewart, if you've had an opportunity to look at the exhibits and the documents, it came down to your board took action based on incorrect information that Indiana had put in their papers. I mean, the sum and substance of it is that Indiana had stated in their papers that they denied Mr. Valdivia a license in 2020, when the actual true reality was that they had refused the license. And we all know the difference. I mean, and in Indiana, as I've showed on the exhibit there, in Indiana, they have a specific rule. If it's a refusal, that means the license is withdrawn, it's without prejudice, and it's not reported to ARCI. That's right there in the statute in Indiana. So we know, and then we have a paper we submitted that says, it's a refusal. Well, when there was a subsequent instance at the casino where they evicted him, the subsequent to the refusal, the people at Caesars Entertainment, they came up to Sammy and they said, hey, do you have a license? Well, he doesn't have an Indiana license. He didn't have a Oklahoma and New Mexico and whatever else, but he didn't have a state license. And they told him because of that he had to leave the casino. So he did. He left. I mean, that's not, we know that's not accurate. He doesn't have to hold the Indiana license to be in the casino, but there was some kind of confusion and they sent him out. And they entered that eviction notice that I showed you. And the suggestion on it was that there had been a denial in Indiana. Indiana even entered an order along with the eviction saying, well, Mr. Valdivia was evicted from the Caesars property today, and it's because he had a previous license denial. Well, they just got it wrong. They wrote it wrong. And that's why just yesterday or the day before, Matt Eggeman, the Assistant General Counsel for Indiana Racing Commission, we had called to their attention the fact that this error on their order was causing us a problem in New Mexico. So Pinky, the Indiana stewards, Eric Smith and those folks at Indiana Grand, or Horseshoe, I'm sorry, they entered this order, exhibit number 1, 2 days ago, where Madam Stewart, they just clarified that this licensing situation in Indiana was a refusal and not a denial. And that was what needed, that was what the hangup was in New Mexico. We presume, I don't know, I'm just presuming from your probable cause order that the suggestion was that he made a false statement because he didn't report the Indiana scenario, but he's not required to. That's not the license application in New Mexico doesn't ask for refusal. And as we know, the refusals, the whole reason that it's determined to withdraw and without prejudice is so you don't have to list it. I mean, that's the whole point. So, so Pinky, we have the exhibit 1 is our order. It just got entered in New Mexico, the one I was just talking about, that specifies that the order on which that your board relied on, that had an error in it, that it was not a refusal, and instead it was a refusal and not a denial. It was an adjudication. Exhibit number 2 is the email where Matt Eggeman, the lawyer for Indiana Racing Commission, sends Ms. Valdivia, Sammy's wife, sends her an email confirming that, hey, we've entered this order at Indiana Grand, and this satisfies the situation where there was confusion between refusal and denial. And then number 3, Pinky, is the actual license refusal document from Indiana. Number 4 is an order from Oklahoma Horse Racing Commission, February 19, 2021. The only reason it matters is because down at the end, it designates suspension dates. And to me, Pinky, I thought when I saw your summary suspension order that the board might have been led to believe that Sammy was suspended at the time that he's making the application in Indiana. That's what your probable cause thing made me think. And so I felt like I needed to come with the proof on that. And I mean, I just wanted to clear that. And so I have this order showing that his license is valid. And then I did exhibit 5 is just a wind picture from that summer at Tulsa where Sammy's standing there next to the horse. And Rex Brooks entered that horse, but Sammy's on the grounds. If he's on the grounds, he's obviously not suspended. And then our exhibit 6 is your order. I printed off ARCI. That's your order that has the summary suspension allegations. Exhibit 7 is our Indiana horse racing application, the one that was withdrawn, and it has a attached page 4 of that, Pinky, is a affidavit that the applicant signs to affirm the stuff in the application. Number 8 is the Caesars eviction and some criminal trespass order. This is the one, this was entered by the Caesars people at or near the time they walked him out. Now, I mean, he didn't ever see it, but I mean, Caesars made this document in connection with when they took him out of the casino under the perception that he couldn't be there because he wasn't licensed. That's what that one is. Now I have Rhonda Valdivia. Ms. Valdivia had ours Exhibit 9 is what I believe to be the application it issued, the most recent one to your board that would have been the one that would subject to the proceeding. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And if it's and then my last exhibit, number 10, Pinky, instead of having to go with all the detail on this procedural stuff that you and I understand and so difficult on the record, I had just had Sammy prepare an affidavit that laid out all this stuff. Basically what I've already told you and you've already figured out. It's a refusal, not a denial. And so therefore it's not, it can't be a false statement because he wasn't required to reveal it on the application. And now that gets to, you can say, well, should he have put it on there? Should he have volunteered it anyway? Well, you can on many applications like that, you could suggest that. But in this instance, you know, that when talking about a horse trainer and you read what it says, for your whole life, you know, that if it's a refusal and a withdrawal, you don't report that. You don't have to report that. That's the whole idea. And so that's why, I mean, he wouldn't report that because he doesn't, because traditionally that's not, you don't have to. And so but our position here today, of course, is that there couldn't have been a false statement because there wasn't a denial that was presumed to have occurred when we looked at the incorrect Indiana information. So Pinky, then that just gets down to the summary suspension part. There can't be an immediate danger if there wasn't a false statement. And here, there not only is there not an immediate danger, you know, there's not any, at this point, there's no evidence of a rule violation. I mean, I'll be the first one to tell you that if there was a denial in Indiana and he didn't put it on your application in New Mexico, that's a problem. That's a false statement. But there wasn't. And here, unfortunately, because the other jurisdiction put the wrong words on the paper, your board got the paper and had to rely on something that somebody else did wrong. Fortunately, we were able to get Indiana to fix that. But now, Madam Steward, we need you to fix it. And that's why I really appreciate you being able to put the focus on what really matters here today, because this is just like if we were here for a doctor or for an engineer or for a lawyer or a racing steward. I mean, the Supreme Court of the United States gives a horse trainer a property interest in the license, and the summary suspension itself is an extraordinary remedy. Now, and not to, I don't want to cry foul and all that, but Pinky, you can understand. Sammy had these horses ready to enter at Ruidoso, and all of a sudden he's down without a hearing and has to wait, 9-10 days until the day to present this evidence. It's been a really difficult spot for him, and what we need is to be able to make the process work like it should. Let us. You had the information that you thought was accurate, and then when we come with the corrections from Indiana, we need the board to recognize that the corrections take away any suggestion that there was a false statement, take away any suggestion that there was a rule violation, and they certainly take away any suggestion that there would be an imminent danger for Sammy for you to lift the summary suspension and go on from today. Because remember, as we know, Pinky, the people on the record, it's hard to understand. We've done this a lot. All you're deciding today is to let Sammy back up right now to and until we can have a full-blown hearing on it. We could have a hearing on this thing 2 or 3 weeks from now if you wanted to. We could have the full-blown merits hearing within 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, I'll have the same evidence. Perhaps without a short fuse, I might be able to get somebody from Indiana to offer the exhibits. You and I know they're reliable, but I mean, there wouldn't be much difference in what I'd be able to do in a merits hearing. But what's so important, Madam Stewart, is that we get the thing corrected right now. We got to get the summary suspension lifted, and in connection with that, I'll agree to the, hey, I know you get it. If you'll lift it, I'll agree today on, we'll pick a time to do the merit sharing so we can get this thing behind us. I mean, I've offered everything that I believe I've shown that there can't possibly be a rule violation, but I understand that, you know, if you want to have merit sharing, we could do it that way. And I really appreciate your time.
Okay, thank you for that. Do you have any questions of your clients?
Now, what I would do, Pinky, is in lieu of Sammy's testimony, Exhibit 10 to my package of exhibits is an affidavit that he signed at 13 or 14 paragraphs. It's notarized, and it's his sworn testimony. And if you obviously, you welcome to ask him any questions about it, but I felt like Pinky was a little
That's what
easier.
we're gonna do here, Mr. Hayes. I don't mean to cut you off, but we have another hearing to do after this one. But right now, we are looking at his application. We did our ruling on when we pulled up his ARCI rulings. This ruling came up. It says unlicensed trainer Samuel Valdivia was evicted from the grounds of Indiana Ground by the association in the best interest of Indiana Grounds. His license application has been denied. Okay, we took action based upon that ruling. Okay, so we had every right to do what we did. Now, we also have a letter that was sent to Mr. Valdivia, and it was sent to him telling him that he was evicted from the grounds.
No,
Don't interrupt me, ma'am. Okay, I have it in my hand. And when he filled out his application, on that question, it asks if he's ever been evicted or denied any grounds under any other jurisdiction. He did answer yes, but he put down a clenbuterol, a drug violation, nothing from Indiana. So this is what we based our summary suspension on. He falsified this license by not revealing this. He had the information in his hands and was sent to him. And evidently it was sent to him because his wife sent it to us. So
Hold on.
let
Before we make
me
that leap,
finish, Mr. Hayes, let me
But before we
finish. I
make that
let you,
leap, before we make
Mr.
that leap.
Hayes, Mr.
Sorry.
Hayes, I let you speak. Now let me finish. So I am asking Mr. Valdivia why he did not disclose this on his application.
Okay, can I talk?
That's up to your lawyer.
Yes, I want to talk, ma'am. Let me tell you right off the beginning, okay? And it's going to take me 10 seconds too long. When I took my license in 1989, it was by 3 stores, and the stores always told me, Sammy, we're here to help you. It was Charlie Cox, Norma Calhoun, and David Sutherland. And I don't like, ma'am, I don't lie. I wish if I can sit down with you and prove it to you that I do not lie. Don't matter what is the consequences. On June, I went and got my application on the license in Indiana. Mr. Smith, first, to make a long story short, Mr. Smith says, come here. He said, I said, okay. He says, I can't give you a license. I said, why not? He says, you got some kind of issue in Oklahoma. I said, no, sir, I don't. He said, yes, you do. My right hand to God, he picked up the phone and he called the stores in Remington. I was so bad, but it's a record. Richard Bickle answered the phone, and Richard told him he don't have an issue in Oklahoma. You can't give him his license. And it's record of that phone call. So anyway, and the way out of this, he says, well, I got to talk to the other 3 stores anyway, the other 2 stores, and then I hear. I said, well, you know what? It's fine. Just forget it. I asked him, I said, sir, can you give me a proof where this is not going to cause me any problem? He says, I will mail it to you. I said, okay. So about 2-3 weeks later, I got this letter saying that my license You got it right there, but I don't know how to tell you. Can I prove it to you? Yeah, right
Which
there.
one only?
That
The
one.
refusal.
I got that letter in the
It says
mail,
Withdrawn.
and I kept that letter on my, where? Right
Sammy, it's our exhibit 4. They've got it, bud.
Okay, I didn't know which one it was. So anyway, I kept it in the safe of my house. I got a little safe, and I got my in it, 2-3 important papers, and I kept this letter there. I promise you, I never did get another letter. I never did. I went to the winner circle over there in July 4. I went to the winner circle in Oklahoma, and when I never went. I mean, I never got any other information. Never did. Then 2 weeks ago, this coming Monday, I went to Ruidoso because I had a barn rented. Everything was good. We fixed it to move in. I got the horses coming. I done talked to the guy that I rent the barn for. What was his name? The one that talked to a little speaker. Anyway, so he says, come on. I got there and they said, no, you got some kind of an issue. I said, with who? They say, but I don't know. And Rick, the guy, manager of Rick Ball, says, you got some kind of an issue. He says, you got to take it out with the commission. Well, he said, send him a letter. I said, no, sir. No. I'm going over there. I want to know what is my issue. Well, I called what's his name? Mr. Trejo. And Mr. Trejo, I said, sir, then I got some kind of an issue here. He says, give me your license number. And I give it to him. He says, you don't have an issue nowhere. But he was real professional, real to the point. He says, it ain't my job to be telling you your problems or no problems, but you don't have a problem. If you had a bad problem, I would tell you, but you don't have a bad problem. But that's the steward's job. It's not my job. So I called Mr. Fontenot, okay? And then I called Mr. Smith, Miss Smith, yeah. And well, by that time, I did make a couple, my wife make a couple phone calls to Indiana. No, but they say,
After you talked to Mr. Fontenot.
yeah, after I talked to Mr. Fontenot, that's what I say later on.
And they text the stuff.
They texted the stuff. I never, man.
Thank you. What he's trying to say is,
I never did got this deal. Hang on,
Sammy,
Johnny.
just one,
He,
Sammy,
Mr.
Hang on,
Hayes,
Johnny.
let
I never
your
got this
witness
Caesar's.
testify.
I
He's
never
doing
got
fine.
the Caesar, and on my father's grave, I never got this letter that she's showing me now from Caesar. They said that I was ruled out from Caesar. You know, the day they kicked me out of Caesar's, I was at the races, eating a hot dog, watching races, just the casino. The security guards, there was 4 of them, come in there and said, you got a license? I said, no, I didn't need a license to be here in the casino. He says, in my right hand to God, he told me, I don't even know why I have to ask you this, but you ain't, I said, no, I don't. He says, well, apparently you're not supposed to be here. I said, you know what? Well, just show me the front door. Let's go. And the way out, we just walk and talk, and I never did say anything out of line. I mean, I don't know.
but they never, Sammy, they never gave you the paper, is the thing.
No,
No,
no.
I can send an email. I can send an email that shows where Eric Smith emailed me those documents, the 9th. So I will do
Then-
that.
I'm sorry, let me get this back on. This 9th of what? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. They sent me that paper the 9th of
This month.
this month,
An email.
an email. We got it on email. I never got it on the mail, ma'am. I never did.
We got it the same day it was summarily suspended.
I talked to Mr. Trejo. He pulled me up. You know what? Let me tell you, I was in probation for 5 years and I wouldn't even go to the races. How can I be ruled out of somewhere and then go to the winner's circle?
You need to clarify for her that you talked to Izzy before Pinky's board took action. You talked to Izzy before Pinky and them got the stuff, and she needs to understand.
Yes. And like Mr. Charlie Cox told me 45 years ago, I'm not here to tell you that I'm lying. I'm here to ask you for some help. I did nothing wrong. I didn't. I did some things wrong in my life and I had paid for it.
Hello? Can anybody hear me? Okay.
Yes.
I understand all that and you're very passionate about it and we understand that,
It's my
sir.
life.
What I know that, but what I'm saying is the documentation that we had in front of us, we had the right to do what we have to do. And I understand that Mr. Hayes is correct. We're here to see if you need to be, continue to be, summarily suspended. What we have is the rule that Mr. Fontenot read to you, and that rule stated that if you've ever been ejected or denied the privileges of any grounds, that we have reciprocity, and if you've been excluded from any association, racing jurisdictions. That's where we're at today.
Okay.
So what
Can
we
I-
need to do you have any more questions of your client, sir?
Yes, I do, Pinky.
Go
You need
ahead.
to- You need to look at paragraph 3 of the affidavit, because it needs to be it's what's really important here, okay, is that we don't skip past what's going on, all right? What, if you cannot take this ejection document and turn it into something that it's not, okay? What happened is he was ejected from the casino that night. Like he said, he'd been at the races all day long, okay? He'd been in the winner's circle, at the track, at Horseshoe all day long. And then he's playing the slot machine and someone comes over and wants to see his license. Now, let's all
We
think about-
understand all
Now-
that,
now,
Mr.
Pinky,
Hayes.
Pinky, please. Pinky, if you don't listen to me, it almost sounds like you don't care. I mean, I just, please let me
Sir?
understand.
That's not the point. I have heard this from you before. We don't need to go over it again. We have
But
other hearings today. And,
Okay, I understand.
and
Rhonda,
you,
please.
I ask you, let me finish. I ask you if you had
Ma'am.
any questions of your clients.
I
That's
do.
what I would
Thank you.
like you to do today, and then you can give a closing statement and we'll go into deliberation. How's that?
May I
Sammy,
say
did you
something?
have, I'm sorry, she's giving me the floor now, I guess. Sammy,
Yeah.
you know the eviction document from Caesar's Entertainment, the one that we've seen recently?
Yeah.
When was the first time you'd ever seen that piece of paper?
When was it? The
9th
date
of
she,
June.
the 9th
9th
of
of
June,
May this
9th
year,
of May of this year,
by email from
by
Eric.
email.
Now, at any time between the 9th of May this year and all the way back to then, have
No,
you ever heard from the state of, have you ever heard from the state of Indiana that they had any adverse action against you?
no. I talked to the casino and I give you the guy's number a time or two and they say, you don't have no problems. One, because I want to pay a horse and a futurity down there. And he says, no, he says, you come on. Then they send me a letter now saying, I'm welcome to reply.
You voluntarily left that night, didn't you?
Yes. Yes.
And then-
And honestly, got glad to leave. I mean, I lost little money in the casino and I was kind of little aggravated and I was tired and I had a headache. I'm diabetic. My sugar was kind of high. And I just said, you know what? I'm ready to go. Show me the front door. I told the guy. And we walk and we talking the way back and laugh. And he told me that on my father's grave. I don't even know why I have to ask you for your license. But I'm glad you volunteer and I'm glad you're leaving on your own feet. Exactly what he says. Why would I? And you know, it's what I told you. When I took my trainer license, the stewards told me that anytime and you need any, we're not here to punish you, Sammy. We're here to help you. Charlie Cox in Norma Calhoun told me that. And anytime I got a little problem, I called the stewards. That's why the other day I called Mr. Fontenot. Because I feel like they dare to not only to discipline people, but correct people and help people. My wife got to say one thing, and I'm done. You know what? I'm so sorry, you stewards. I'm so sorry. And I talked to Miss Pinky too, Miss Pinky too. About 2 weeks ago, talked to him 4 or 5. Her, I'm sorry. Talked to her 4 or 5 times. She remembers. Anyway, my wife got to say
Tammy,
something.
what she really, it sounds like what Pinky wants, okay? She wants you to address this idea that when you went to make your most recent New Mexico application, okay,
Yeah,
that you, all right? She wants to know why, when you did that, that you didn't,
I put everything
no,
I
Sammy,
need
no,
done.
listen, buddy, listen, I promise we can get it done. If you just be
Yeah.
patient one second.
Yeah.
She wants to know why you didn't say anything about that eviction paper. And it sounds to me like you didn't say anything about it because you didn't know about it.
And I even did. I even said it. Let me tell you one thing. If they look my application, they says I put all the things that I knew for a fact. And then I put a little bit to the side on file. If it's anything else, it's on file. Yes, I did. I mean, I didn't really say I was kicked out over there because I wasn't kicked out of the commission. Okay, Rhonda got to say something.
Okay.
Let Rhonda say something.
I really need to say this. I need to clarify that I did not have those documents that are emailed. That's why I'm now forwarded the email that they came from Eric Smith in Indiana upon us requesting those documents.
I got to have a drink.
Because we did not know until Mr. Fontenot took the screenshot. I took the screenshot from the photo he took of this. This is printed off from them, from the New Mexico Racing Commission stewards. Okay. When that was brought to our attention, to which it says denied, I began contacting Indiana. At that point is when Eric Smith emailed me the documentations, which included the refusal notice, which was a withdrawal. Okay. In that email with this is those other documents. And this from Caesars. And it never even specified or insinuated from the Indiana Horse Racing Commission on it. It said Caesars. And on Sammy's license application to New Mexico, that in section 4, line D, have you ever been expelled, ejected, or denied privileges by any New Mexico racetrack? That doesn't even ask about another jurisdiction. On line C, it asks about license ever been suspended, denied, or revoked. And it is answered on there, the ones that are known dates, and the rest is on file, as he has always, and I too have been instructed to put on there. If we don't know the dates or the violations, put previous on file. That's what we have always done. And on the Indiana, we did not know, we do not have access to ARCI rulings.
I don't even know what that is.
We don't know that that ruling was there until Mr. Fontenot texted that to me in a photo that he printed off.
Okay.
And on this, from the Indiana correcting it, they corrected and rescinded that in its entirety. So they acknowledged they never should have even approached Sammy to ask him for a license, to evict him, because that was their mistake. And we had no knowledge of that. No knowledge whatsoever until Mr. Fontenot and Ms. Smith brought it to our knowledge last week.
And we do appreciate Larry and Pinky letting us know about it, that's for sure.
Well, yeah,
Well,
we
you know-
would have taken care of it sooner had we known.
And I think I made a mistake because I told Mr. Fontenot I know somebody that know him, and I don't think he liked that. And I'm so sorry about that. When I talked to him the other day over there, but that guy was a good guy. He died. Anyway.
Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Okay, you explained that you never received this, the deal that it said that he was, where is it? He was,
Exhibit 8.
well, wait a minute, I got them all over my desk because I kind of got thrown into taking over on this thing. And
Nikki, I said it.
where's the one that lifted his, or they said that it,
Exhibit 1. Exhibit
I
number
know,
1.
darling, but you didn't hold them up, so show them to me.
Okay.
I-
thank you.
Rhonda's doing it.
Rhonda's told me that.
Okay, this one. Okay, that's the one I'm looking at. Okay,
That's not it.
that's not it. This is the one, huh?
Have her hold it up again.
Hold it up again, dear. Yes, it is.
You got it, Pinky. It says
At the
original and then
same time.
amendment.
But original and then amendment, yes. Okay, and she told me she received it on 5/9 of 24, and this wasn't even written and signed till 5/16. So how
Pinky,
could she have?
No.
Pinky, she's talking
No.
about the Caesar's document, not that document wasn't created. This order she's showing you wasn't created until yesterday. We received that yesterday. She received the
It's
Caesar's
the
document when
document
Larry.
from Caesar.
Hold on,
Okay,
Ron, hold on.
okay, thank you. I just wanted clarification. Thank you. Like I said, I just kind of got thrown into this, so I'm trying to get all the paperwork in line. And that way I know what I'm looking at. So I
Okay.
I
But in
heard her
fairness, I've
say
done
that
that
she did.
before.
Let me
I've done-
finish. I heard her say that she didn't receive something till 5/9 of 24. So what is that document that she's stating she never received till then?
The Caesar's eviction notice.
The Caesars, hold it up, darling. Let me look at it.
It's got a
Okay,
little bitty logo in the center letterhead.
Oh, okay, I found it. Okay, and it's
Exhibit number
dated
8.
let me finish. It's dated 7/29 of 20. Is that correct?
Yes, and if you
Oh.
notice, Ms. Smith, on the refusal, now on this Indiana refusal,
Uh-huh.
look at the date mailed
Uh,
at the bottom of that sheet.
It says date mailed July 10th. It was written July 29th, and they sent it out what, 10, 11 days later?
June 10th, ma'am. It was created
No,
June 10th.
it says,
No, at the top, it's June 29th.
notice, hold it up. Okay, the one, I'm looking at that. At the top, it has his name. It says June 29th, 2020,
Yes,
right where your fingers is.
yes.
Okay, now
was
go down
mailed.
at the bottom. Let me finish. Go down at the bottom, and it says that the date mailed was July 10th, 2020.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct?
Now, on the Caesar's document, it
These
says
are,
evicted, the date on it.
okay, that was
And there's
7/20. It says
provided-
7/29. Hang on, let me catch up with you.
Yes.
Okay, it says 7/29 is all the dates I've got on here.
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly a month later than June 29th. But
Well,
the
you're-
June 29th refusal was mailed to us on July 10th. So something
Yeah.
on July 29th, we never received.
No, I never got that.
They could not include a document. on
Okay,
the
but
29th of
I'm
July.
saying, okay, so this one you're saying from the Caesars dated July 29th, 2020, you say you never received that
Never.
document?
Never. Got it
Okay,
in email upon request.
okay, and do you have that email? Did you send that to
Yes, I
Mr.
forwarded
Fontenot?
it to Mr. Fontenot just a few moments ago.
Oh, okay. All right, well, that would have been good to have prior to. All right, well,
Pinky, I put all the
Mr.
stuff together
Hayes,
for you.
does,
mean-
okay, I'm gonna ask, do you have any more questions of your clients? Mr. Hayes? Can you
Is that
hear me?
guy? I don't think he can hear you.
Mr. Hayes?
Am I being heard?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions for your clients?
On your last New Mexico racing application, did you know that Caesar's eviction document existed?
No, sir. No.
Oh, okay. Ask and answer. Any more questions, sir?
No.
Okay,
No,
then
but
at this,
I'm just offering. Now,
I'll let you close.
but
I'm
I need to
opening.
offer. Can I please
Go ahead.
offer my evidence, please?
You already put your evidence into the record, correct?
Well, as long as you're yes, ma'am. As long as you're happy that my Exhibit 10, the notarized affidavit of Samuel Valdivia. As long as you're okay with its admission, then I have no further evidence.
All right, sir. We have it all. Okay. All right, at this time, I'm going to open it up to the other stewards if they have any questions, and I'm going to mute myself. And do either of the stewards have any questions of Mr. Valdivia?
Yes.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to mute myself and they can ask their question. That's if I can find it. There we go.
Mr. Valdivia, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, very clearly. And I can
Okay,
see
my-
you. I don't see the rest of them, but I see
My name is
you.
Jeff Waxler. One of the stewards. I have, thank you. I have a question going back to, I don't know what was the date of this whole thing in the casino at Caesars?
July, was it July 10?
No.
Where's the
July
volume?
20, July 29, Judge. That's what the paper indicates.
July 29, yeah? What is it? I told you right now. Right here, I got it. Yeah, July.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, July 29, sir, 2020. I'm gonna say about 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, so my question to you is, Mr. Hayes alluded to it. You were at the racetrack during the day in the winner's circle, you said? I'm trying to,
No, I was there July 4th. See, I had a family member that had died, and I went on down there and went to the races, and then you know, but on July 4th, I was at the winner's circle. On July
On July
4th.
29th, you were at the track. Okay.
Yes.
July 4th, and then, so this, and then you were over at the casino. I'm just trying to understand what happened at the casino that they're telling you that you need to leave?
Sir, I'm betting my life. I'm sitting there, I last, you know, in the casino a little bit, and I went and got a hot dog, and I walked to watch the races. They was fixing to run a race, and I'm eating my hot dog, and here come 4 security guards. But they was dressed on khakis, you know, they was not dressed with,
Combat gear.
you know what I'm saying? So the one of them looked at me, he says, "You got a license?" And I said, "What kind of license?" "Track license." I said, "No, I don't have a track license this year." He says, "Well, you can't be here." And I stood up and I said, "So you're going to ask everybody for his license?" He says, "No, and I don't even know why I'm asking you. But if you ain't got a license, you got to go." I said, "Okay, let's go."
Okay, that's fine. You've already alluded to this.
Yeah.
You've already
Yeah.
stated that.
And the way
Anything-
out, he was real professional, real nice, and even paid me in the back. And the way out, I promise you, he went like this. "Good luck, my man."
All right, that's fine. Do you, I'm just curious if something happened on July 4th at the racetrack that might have led into
No, sir.
that.
No, I talked to Mr. Smith several times here lately.
Mr.
Judge,
Waxler?
there would be you know, there'd be some, if they had something from the 4th where where either Caesars or Indiana thought that he behaved out of line, it would be on a daily steward report or a Caesar report. I mean, we'd know about it if it happened.
Right, okay, so here's another question. Do you know trainer Randy Smith?
Yes. I
Well,
do.
I'm gonna, if he walk up to me, I don't know him, but
He's a
I have
tall white
talked to
guy
him
from
in the
Indiana.
phone several times, because like I bought a mare, and he run the mare. So I called Randy and I said, "Randy, you run this mare before, and then blah, 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 blah." And I talked to him, I believe, twice in my life over the phone. But if he walk up to me, I could not identify him. That's the truth answer.
All right, that's fine.
Mr. Waxler,
Yes, go ahead.
could I take a moment and just draw your attention to the Indiana Horse Racing Commission ruling where they made the amendment and rescinded it in its entirety? If you look at under the violation declaration at the bottom, under that, it says note in bold letters. And it says the Scrivener's error in original ruling number 2020-2141 indicated that Mr. Valdivia's 2020 license application was denied. The application was withdrawn. If the Scrivener had not made this error and put all this in as a ruling, they would never have approached him asking for a license. Wouldn't that be agreed by everyone? And we had no way to know that they had put it in as a ruling when we were told that it was a withdrawal. And we're only provided the document from the refusal notice. It's
All
the
right.
only thing we
Okay.
ever received in.
I'm satisfied. I heard that the first time and I understand what you're saying. And
Okay.
thank you.
No,
I have no
thank you.
further questions.
And to follow that up, Jeff, he wouldn't have been back. I mean, he didn't have any reason to like be back in Indiana, or had he been, he probably would have come in the building and they would have been able to told him, well, we have this eviction thing, but they didn't mail it
No,
to him and give him notice that,
No.
all he did, he walked out, and then he found out later when he got summarily suspended in New Mexico, he found out that they'd had this eviction thing. That was- You got it, sir. You're all over it.
sir, the me no renting, I should have told you. No, no.
What association?
What association got to do
That's
with it?
fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Is any other question? Can I help you with?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just have one question.
Yes,
Have
sir.
you ever been excluded?
Of any risk? No. I got some bad tests, and then after my bad test, you know what I'm saying? Yes. But I never been excluded of any place. I mean, any jurisdiction.
Well, except that, jurisdiction, okay.
No.
If he's asking about organizational law, I mean, we just make sure you understand the scope of the
Well,
question.
yeah, no. What this
Racing
matter is a racing jurisdiction. No, sir, I have not. You there?
He's thinking.
Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Hear me.
yes,
That's
I can
fine.
hear you.
Okay, you answered the question. Did you understand Mr. Fontenot's question?
He asked me if I ever been evicted of any jurisdiction.
No, he asked you, sir, just settle down. He asked you if you've ever been excluded from any other racetrack.
Remington Park.
Yeah, the Remington Park.
Thank you.
Yes, the
Okay.
Remington Park. Till this
Okay,
day, I don't know why, but anyway.
When were you excluded from Remington Park?
Well, I had a bad test. Hang on,
I just want to know what year you were excluded from Remington
I
Park.
think that, Judge, I think they started that in,
2009.
this is 2020, at least 23 and 24s. They haven't let Sammy into the quarter horse meet in the spring, at least those 2 years. Remington Park.
Okay, and you don't know the reason for that?
No,
Not
sir,
really.
not really. I had a bad test. I can tell you why. I mean, I had a bad test in there over a schooling race. On a schooling race, they searched the horse and they find something on him, and they gave me a year, and I took a year and paid the fine. Well, last year my time was up, and Mr. President, Mr. Vance told me, he said, just wait. I'm only.
Okay, thank you. So you said that was in 23, right?
Yes, when my time come up,
Okay.
yes.
Did you put that on your license application?
No, sir.
No.
I can tell you that
Okay,
because
I don't
Oklahoma
have no more
stewards-
questions.
Okay,
Thank
sir, Mr. Fontenot?
Yes.
Okay, the stewards in Oklahoma, David Moore specifically, told me and my husband many times, that is not a racing jurisdiction problem. That's why he runs at Fair Meadows, at Will Rogers Downs. The racing commission has no problem with him. He can go to Remington Park anytime Matt Vance will agree.
Okay, thank you. I have no other questions.
Thank you, sir.
I still,
Okay, thank you.
can I ask one more question?
Okay,
Okay, on your license application, where I had pointed out before where it says, has your license ever been suspended, denied, revoked, or complaint pending against any racing jurisdiction? So how would he or I, if I were filling this out, have a violation on that if it didn't state an eviction, because it doesn't ask that on that line?
hang on, let me get it. Let me get it. Going through my documents, let me find it. All right. Says, have you, where is this one? This one. Has
Line
your
C.
li-
But I was just asking.
I know, it. Has your license ever been suspended, denied, revoked, or, oh, I can't read that, Larry. It's all blubbered up here.
It won't be on my copies, Judge. They're pristine in the exhibits that I presented for the court.
Right up at top.
Suspended, denied, revoked, or any complaint pending against you in any racing jurisdiction.
Or any complaint.
Or any complaint
Against-
in any
against
racing
you.
In a
jurisdiction.
racing jurisdiction. And I myself, 3 weeks ago, passed the trainer's test here in Oklahoma. I had specific questions.
Ma'am,
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you or anything of that nature, but we need to stick with what we have in front of us. And we read that line to you for clarification. And right now, we're gonna go into deliberation and recommendation in this case, okay?
Oh,
Thank
you
you,
wanted
ma'am.
to hear argument on the evidence, Pinky?
I'm sorry?
Shouldn't he get at least be able to tie the evidence together with argument?
You can have a closing statement, but we're done with the questioning, okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead, sir.
No.
It sounded, I think we resolved this situation between whether it's a refusal or it's a denial. We know now it's a refusal, okay? So now we're just down to this eviction, all right? And it's whether or not that eviction in Indiana creates some kind of a immediate danger to the public's health, safety, and welfare in Indiana and in New Mexico. And that's why you heard all this evidence, and that's why we had to be so specific. It's what's in his, it's the idea is what's in his mind. Caesars did not provide him the paper. They just walked him out because they mistakenly thought that he shouldn't be there. That's all. Then they didn't provide him the paper to say that he was evicted. And I was explaining to Jeff, the reason he didn't know about it, he didn't have any reason to go back to Indiana. Had he walked through the paddock or through the casino and they had something existed, he would have found out about it then. But he didn't know until he was summarily suspended in New Mexico. And then we were able to go back in there and find out what had happened. And Pinky, that's why the good people in Indiana we really appreciated that they'd made a mistake on their order, but they fixed it, and they fixed it to reflect what it was supposed to be. And they did it in time for Sammy to be able to have this hearing today and get this thing fixed and get back up, because that's where, Pinky, that's where the super important part of this is the summary part. The easiest way to handle this is to lift the summary suspension immediately, and let's just set a merits hearing 2 or 3 weeks from now, and we'll answer all those questions. The only thing we need to be resolved of us today is that we know that if Sammy's on the racetrack, that there's not an immediate danger. And we know, since there's not a false statement, we know there's not an immediate danger. And Pinky, now for what's going on in the last few minutes, The eviction doesn't cause an immediate danger either. It was just a misunderstanding by the Caesars people. And Sammy was a gentleman about it and walked right on out. And then nobody told him about it until all of a sudden we were in this horrible scenario, this situation here today, where that's where I beg of you, Pinky. I mean, this is a human thing here. There's no reason to try to suggest that there was anything about the ejection or the eviction that day, the mistaken eviction, that could support a summary suspension here today. And I appreciate you taking the time to look at it, and I know you understand it, and I know you'll do the right thing. And once you've lifted it, I'll keep my word. We'll set 2-3 weeks, whatever you want. We'll set the merits hearing so we can resolve any other questions that your board might have about any part of it. And I thank you for your time.
Can you hear?
I'm sure that was all I have. I appreciate Pinky and Jeff and Larry. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to it carefully. Very, very important issue.
We can't hear no one else.
Can't either.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am. Yes,
Now we
ma'am.
can.
Okay,
Now we can hear you.
okay. Does Mr. Marston have anything to say, a closing statement in this situation?
No,
He
ma'am.
doesn't. Mr. Marston was present, Pinky, because the Attorney General had sent me a text message saying that they were going to take action against me if I tried to assist Mr. Valdivia in this proceeding. And so I brought him along
Well-
so that I.
Where is he? Where is he?
I'm here, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
'Cause- Okay, we lost you there for a minute. Okay, is there anything you would like to say on behalf of your client this morning, sir?
No, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we're gonna go off record and we will deliberate and we'll get in touch with everybody and get back on in just a few minutes, okay?
Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time.
Through,
Okay.
through here? I gotta use the bathroom.
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I'm trying to get everybody unmuted.
okay, we're trying to get everybody unmuted. And the stewards of, and then we'll get back on record. Okay,
Hold on. Okay, we're recording.
okay,
Can
we're,
everybody hear us though first?
they won't hear you. Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're back on record. Time is approximately 10:36 a.m. Stewards have come to a decision in this matter this morning. We did consider the Indiana ruling against you, basically, was, lifted and considered a withdrawn application at that time. However, we do know that Mr. Valdivia is excluded from another jurisdiction, and we do have a rule that was on his notice that he's currently excluded from association grounds by a recognized racing jurisdiction via Oklahoma Remington Park. So at this time, we're going to keep him suspended. We will send out a notice. It will be, probably get a notice written up. Right now, we're at the end of our meet. We're in the process of moving. So you're going to have to give us a little bit of time to get settled up in Ruidoso and get the notice sent out. And I guess that's basically what it is. Mr. Hayes, we're going to try to get this done ASAP, but right now we cannot get things done because, like I said, we're sitting here at the end of the meet, and then we have to travel to another jurisdiction, and we'll get a notice out to you as soon as possible. And at this time, that's going to conclude this hearing.
Hold on a second, Pinky. There's a couple of considerations here. We never, we never got notice that the Remington Park exclusion that's been around for 2 years, we were never received any notice from New Mexico that that was a reason for a summary suspension. So, I mean, now you owe us a summary suspension hearing. I mean, we never had any notice that you were going to take action on the Remington thing. You've now set aside all the other evidence that you relied on to get us here. And now you say that because
Well,
hold on, Pinky, you got to let me make the record. Because of an
Yep.
arbitrary decision by a organizational licensee in a different state where there was no evidence whatsoever presented, you're going to use that to substantiate a summary suspension that you never even gave us notice on, had anything to do with Remington Park. Pinky, that is just absolute blatant error. And I urge you to please reconsider that, ma'am.
okay, well, all I can say is that the notice said for failing to disclose all ruling history, which he did not put his exclusion from Remington
Ruling
Park down.
history of the commission, not ruling history of the casino.
Sammy, no.
I'm on.
Okay, and including the denial of the Indiana racing. That part, she needs to be quiet while I'm speaking, if you could, please.
Yeah, please.
So I think this notice does cover this. And the rules that we cited, if you look down here on the notice to appear, it says very clearly if the applicant has been or is currently excluded from association grounds by racing jurisdiction. And so I do think that it's covered in the notice, and it came out, we were aware, and we did ask the question, and he should have had that on his application, that he was excluded from Oklahoma Remington Park, in addition to the Indiana, which he didn't know about, so we did consider that one. So I think we're fine in going forward with keeping him summarily suspended today, and that's going to be the decision of the stewards. We are going to conclude this hearing. It is now 10:40, and we're going to exclude this hearing conclude this hearing at this time.
Ma'am, there's another consideration. You discussed the thing about moving to Ruidoso and all that. That won't affect us because I will immediately seek a stay from the commission. I mean, I'll take from
That's
this
fine.
record. I mean, so
Okay.
it won't, unless, but now,
Okay, that's
unless you're
fine.
addressing, he is owed another summary suspension hearing because of your new notice. But if you weren't addressing that in the.
It's not a new notice. It is, it
Can I
says.
finish, ma'am, may I finish my statement on the record, please?
Yes, go ahead. You're
Ma'am, you
going
spent several
to, you
minutes-
said you're going to immediately go to the commission and request a stay. That's fine.
and you-
There's
you-
nothing else that you
Now
need to say,
now
is
you're
there?
talking again.
Well, because you made your statement. What
You
else
know,
is
ma'am,
there?
You cut me off. You cut me off.
Okay, what
I wanna make sure-
what else did you need to add, sir?
Well, when you talked about moving to Ruidoso and not being able to do anything for a couple of days, despite the fact that it's kind of, it's a little bit disrespectful to this immediate suspension where he's got to have some action on it. But I'm just telling you, if you're concerned about giving me another summary suspension hearing immediately, if that's why you're addressing it, don't worry about it, because I've just got to go to the commission. Procedurally, I've got to go to the commission right now. So I want to make sure that you don't have to do something that you're concerned you got to do any other extra work. I mean, I'll submit to the stay on this record, but Pinky, darn it, you retain the jurisdictional authority.
Okay,
It's okay. And this will never stand, the Matt Vance
Sir?
arbitrarily. Bob Baffert can't go to Churchill Downs, but you're not gonna
Sir?
summarily suspend him from New Mexico because of it. And that's what I'm gonna argue to your commission. So why would you do
okay,
that?
that's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying right now, this hearing is going to be concluded at this time, and that's the decision of the stewards this morning. All right, thank you, everybody, for attending. We'll get that notice out to you ASAP.
I thought we could get something done for the horsemen today. I really hope that, but darn it.
All right,
it just didn't
sir.
happen. Thank you.
Thank
ma'am.
you, sir. All right, bye-bye.
So the deal in Indiana is done?
I don't know if they're still around or not. I don't know. I have no idea.
Where's the three dots? Stop recording. Stop. Okay. All right.
Hot.